Ladies and gentlemen, we have a bit of a service announcement, okay? Um, I've been spending the last, I want to say, 4 or 5, 6 months, somewhere around there, telling everybody that could hear my voice that they were crazy if they thought anything other than Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley was going to happen at Mania. I was pretty dogged in that opinion. I was pretty clear. All right, I thought it was obvious that we would be getting Rhea versus Liv Morgan at Mania. That has been the top storyline. Triple H wanting Rhea Ripley to get the belt back on the biggest stage is what I figured. And Liv Morgan has been doing some good work for them and like going around doing a lot of press and media. So I figured it was lining up for Rhea Ripley to face Liv Morgan at Mania. And then Triple H decided to drop an image to end the show that set the entire internet on a blaze, and everybody's saying, "Oh, no, we have a change here." Tossed up the script, they ripped it up, and now we're getting Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. Now, to be completely honest with you, I'm not entirely sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this is happening. Okay, I'm not sure. But it could very well happen, and I'm here to say that maybe Triple H is on the internet and he pivoted, or perhaps this was a plan all along. We'll discuss it here. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I've been wrong the entire time, or if this was a change in the plans. I don't know. You let me know. But he is on the internet for sure. There's been a very, very strong wave of fans online talking about wanting to see Rhea and not Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. If you're on the internet, it's impossible not to see it. It's impossible not to see what's happening here. And if you're on the internet in any capacity, you saw what was happening. You saw that wave of emotion and the wave of complaints and bitching about that storyline. I don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with the criticism, but I wasn't sure if Triple H would bite. I wasn't sure that he would actually renege on his plans. And apparently it is. That's what's happening. Maybe. We don't know for sure, but the evidence is definitely pointing that direction. What's up, guys? That was my intro to stream. It's Will with Exposed in IWC. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be talking about the Mania match, whether it's going to be Liv Rhea or Io Rhea, based on the evidence. We're going to be diving into the transfer window. I'll admit, the last time I talked about the transfer window, I was not giving it the importance that I should have, because apparently, based on what I'm seeing now, it's a really big deal. And we need to really relook at the transfer window that I think is even more significant than we potentially thought. And then I'll be going over Raw overall, discussing what happened. What's up, David? What's up? Maya, NIY, Everett, how you going? How's it going? But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting stream, because I'm going to be like working through it midstream. Like my opinion might be changing as I talk about it, as I think, for this stream. It'll be interesting to see how this ends up. But let's go ahead and start, not with the Rhea Ripley Mania match, but let's start with Netflix. What's happening, I think, with the transfer window, okay? So there's a thing called Netflix. There's a thing called Netflix who paid a bunch of money for WWE, okay? WWE Raw. And there's other PLEs and stuff like that, right? $5 billion. And what you're gonna get with $5 billion is whoever you want, okay? Whoever the hell you want on your program. All right, so if you want Roman Reigns, you're going to get him. If you want Cody, you're going to get him. If you want, you name it, you're going to get it, okay? And that is apparently what's happening here. On the show last night, Cody Rhodes came out of Adam Pearce's office looking all with his Cody Rhodes jumper, with his belt, shook hands. And at this point, I remembered, well, last Friday, Gunther was talking to Nick Aldis. They're doing this, huh? they're going to do it. Apparently, they're swapping. Cody is going to go to Raw, and Gunther is going to go to SmackDown. If the top champions can swap, right, then everything's on the table. Anybody can go anywhere. Then you saw also Tiffany talking to Adam Pearce. You saw last week, it was Dom talking to Nick Aldis. You got Bayley, wonderful Bayley, talking to what's-her-face about going to Raw. I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening here? If this is going to replace the draft, I think for this year, the transfer window will replace the draft. We don't know that for a fact, of course, but I'm thinking that's just where this is headed. I don't see why you would have a transfer window to set up this Netflix how you want it. You want Netflix to have a certain amount of stars, and then you change it later on. I don't think so. I think very well the transfer window will replace the draft for this year. And if that's the case, if they want certain people on Raw, like Bianca Belair, they got to do it now. So I'm wondering, is that's what's happening here? Are we going to get a massive switching of brands here, a massive shakeup? I think is very, very possible. And if that's the case, I'm wondering who goes. Because if Bayley does go to Raw, that makes sense for some potential damage control storylines, right? She was on wasn't even on TV. I think it was just on social media. Let me see if I can find it actually. Because it wasn't on TV, so I can actually show it actually. But she was, I don't think it was on TV, right? Bayley talking was not on TV. I don't think so. But she's here talking to Jackie Redmond, talking about Raw brand. I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening here? How significant is this? Because I was thinking it was going to be something small, like maybe some fringe guys goes here and there, maybe messing up the mid card, switch that up a bit. But if you're getting significant changes like Bayley moving and Cody moving and Gunther moving, who's not moving? What does it mean for the rest of the roster in terms of storylines? Because make no mistake, this is all about Netflix. This is why it's happening. Sorry to tell you the truth, USA, not about you. It's about Netflix and their desire to have the show set up for Netflix to be happy, to have all the big stars. And if you go back and look at that image, right? That image of the stars that went to the show. See a lot of Raw folks, right? You see Becky. Start from the right. Becky, Raw. Of course, her husband, Seth, Raw. Rhea, Raw. Ray, Raw. The Miz, Raw. Cody Rhodes, who we think is going to Raw. CM Punk, Raw. Liv Morgan, currently on Raw. And who else? Bianca Belair. If that's the case, right? If it's possible, based on what we're seeing here with a lot of this Bianca Belair media and the images we're seeing where they're promoting her for Netflix, if that's the case, and not just a tag team situation where because she's tag team champion, she can show up on both brands. If that's not what happened here, she's going to Raw. What does that mean for the Jade Cargill storyline? Okay, and her injury, or who attacked her? Right. According to some reports, I'll take it with a grain of salt, but according to certain reports, Bloodline is going to Raw. And if they're going to Raw, that means Naomi's going to Raw because of Jimmy, because they keep the relationships together, they keep the marriages together. If you're married, you stay together, right? So that means the Street Profits will go to Raw. Because if Naomi's going to Raw, you're going to send Bianca Belair to continue the Jade Cargill storyline, the whodunit storyline. I just think we were underestimating this switch. Like this whole entire transfer window has been underestimated. Things may be bigger than we all imagined, and nothing's off the table. I don't think anything's off the table. It could all happen. They can send Bayley to Raw. They can send Lyra to SmackDown. I think they're gonna send Cody to Raw and Gunther to SmackDown. It's all up in the air. Nothing's off the table. Nothing would surprise me at this point. If anything, I'm kind of leaning toward Bianca moving, and I just think they'll move Naomi and Jade Cargill to Raw as well, and continue that storyline over there. SmackDown, you wonder how it will look in terms of the booking and the talent. I mean, Gunther is over there, I would think, which means you probably send Finn. That's another question, by the way. Another thing. Yeah, Jay goes to Raw. Netflix. It's Netflix. It shouldn't be ignored. Jade is going to miss WrestleMania. Well, we don't know. According to PW Insider, Jade Cargill is not injured. According to them, it is a kayfabe injury and she's fine. What about Nia Jax? A damn good question. I don't know. Nia probably stays on SmackDown, I think. And probably get like more NXT call-ups, maybe. Maybe they get Trick Williams. Maybe they get Sol Ruka and Jade and Jordan Grace. I don't know. Charlotte probably go to SmackDown because Andrade's over there. I don't know why you would send Andrade to Raw. So Charlotte goes to SmackDown. All I'm saying now, I was mistaken. I wasn't giving it the proper attention. I think it's all on the table. I think everything's now on the table when it comes to this damn transfer window. I do believe it's going to replace the draft. And yeah, it's all very interesting now because this plays into Mania season. What's going to happen with these feuds, with these storylines? Because if you got Cody moving, you got Dom talking to Nick Aldis. We'll discuss this later on when it comes to Judgment Day. Because if you do send the Bloodline to Raw, gotta send the Judgment Day, you would think, to SmackDown. And right now, there's this civil war in this Judgment Day between Liv Morgan and Finn, where you have Liv, Dom, and Raquel on one side, and you have Finn, JD, and Carlito on the other one. And there seems to be this divide happening. Can you have a situation where, because Finn wants the world title, right? He's kind of feuding right now with Gunther. If Gunther goes to SmackDown, you would think Finn goes as well. Does he take JD? Does he take Carlito? Is there a split of the Judgment Day? I think actually, we'll talk about this later on again when we talk about the Raw review. I think the Judgment Day is about to end. I think Finn and Liv Morgan want to blow this thing up. They can't get along. It's clear as day that Liv hates Finn. Finn does not like Dom and Liv Morgan. He's being passive aggressive. And I think this thing's about to end. And if that's the case, is there a split? Does Liv stay on Raw? Does Finn go to SmackDown? I'm not sure. But I just want to reiterate that with this whole, you got Bayley talking about Raw. I just think anything can happen, man. Do not count out anything. Do not assume anything. I really believe that we have a situation where Bayley could be on Raw with Bianca and with Naomi. Is possible. Dom going to be going face? That's a good question. I don't think so. But Dom is definitely going to be opposing Finn, who's definitely the top heel right now. Finn is a heel for sure, and Dom is opposing him. So you can have a tweener situation or whatever, but right now, Finn is the heel, the top heel, I think, in this story. And he hates Dom, and Dom hates him. So what does that mean? I don't know. Tiffany and Ludwig Kaiser are a couple. They're not married though. It could make sense to put them together. I just gotta get rid of all the preconceived notions. Some of the stuff we thought was gonna happen. Get rid of it. Because right now, this whole transfer window thing has everything tossed up in the air. I really believe that. American made to SmackDown, that makes sense. But if you're gonna send Bloodline to Raw, you gotta send Judgment Day, and by that I mean Finn, at very least. That means Damian Priest might go. He might split up the Terra Twins. I don't dare say they move Rhea Ripley. I don't think so. Rhea Ripley stays on Raw. Maybe Damian goes. Finn goes to SmackDown. The Wyatt Six might go to SmackDown. I'm just thinking about how Bianca's been used right now for this promotion. Very, very strong. So it's like how it's so strong. I'm not thinking she's staying on SmackDown anymore. I don't know. But this is very, very, it's a lot of promotion, a lot of activity for her with Raw. And I'm just wondering how does the storylines play out? And if they just send the Jade Cargill storyline to Raw with her, with Naomi, they both go. I don't know. But it's all, they definitely want her. I mean, you don't put her in that much. I mean, it's over the top. They could have used anyone else. It's too much for her not to be on Raw. She's going to be on Netflix. She'll be there. Now, will she be on Netflix and SmackDown? I don't know, but she will be on Netflix. It's too much. And if, like I said, look at this image. If Cody goes, Bianca will be the only one who doesn't go here. She'd be the only one who doesn't go. So now I'm thinking she does, but I don't know. I'm shook when it comes to this. I'm shook. You should make a tier list to see who's going to Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, I know, right? Last in card to Raw. They may go to SmackDown, depending on the story they're telling. If she's a part of the Naomi Bianca storyline, then yes, she goes to Raw. But if not, they can go on to SmackDown and cook over there. They need bodies over there on SmackDown. If you're going to get the top stars, then you got to have some NXT call-ups. The Sol Rucas, the Jordan Graces, they'll go to SmackDown, I think. Maybe they're using Bianca's face for marketing. It's beyond that at this point, though. It's beyond that. They could have used Rhea Ripley. When they put up those 4 damn images, like the John Cena, the Roman Reigns, the Cody Rhodes, they could have used Rhea Ripley. No one would have batted an eye. They wouldn't have batted an eye to put Rhea Ripley there, but they put Bianca there. So I'm thinking Ethan Page to SmackDown. I don't know about that one. Not in the window. Maybe later on, but not in the window. I think ultimately you call up Stephanie McIntyre later on, not now, but later on. Like after WrestleMania, you call up Stephanie to SmackDown. There's things to do. You can make things work, but I just think it's very interesting that we have to focus now on the significance of this damn transfer window, because it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. It just really is. And again, is Finn going to separate from Liv Morgan? Are you going to do Bloodline to Raw? Are you going to send Bianca to Raw, Bayley to Raw? Very, very interesting stuff. That's all I'm going to say. American Made, Judgment Day, Gunther, PFC, Drew to SmackDown. And then some call-ups. Yeah, I think so. All right, folks. Let's talk about Raw. But more importantly, this visual to close the show. Rhea and Io Sky. Now, this is the IWC's wet dream. They've been dreaming about this matchup for a while. They've been praying for it and hoping that Liv Morgan will be taken out of the title picture for Mania. I won't say for sure. If I had to guess, I'd say I'm now leaning towards this happening, because I don't know why you give this visual if it's not going to happen. Why would you put it in people's minds that this could happen, considering Liv Morgan is champion and considering that Io Sky is facing Liv Morgan, not Rhea Ripley? Like, this would make sense more for Io Liv face off, but you're doing Io Rhea Ripley during a Io Liv feud to close the show. This is, at the very least, this is testing the waters. He's testing the waters to see how people are going to react to this, and the reaction is overwhelming in positivity. I don't know how Liv Morgan, well, I know how Liv Morgan fans feel, because I actually asked them last night, how you feeling, Liv Morgan fans? And yeah, they were not thrilled, but some of them were kind of like accepting of it, like it is what it is. But yeah, it's going to be a situation where the question now is, what do you give Liv Morgan? Because I personally believe Liv Morgan has put in the work. She's gone around, did the media. She deserves a Mania spot of some sort, of some significance, I think. If it's not going to be the top title, then got to put her on there somewhere. Some Liv Morgan fans may not want to hear this, but they could potentially have her just working within the Judgment Day storyline, like this Judgment Day storyline between Finn and Dom. They can have her in that mix, and not really a women's feud. How do they feel about that? I don't know, but she is a member of the Judgment Day, and she does have power within that group, so they can stick her in that storyline and keep her away from the women's division, if that makes sense. They probably would not love that. I don't think I would for Liv Morgan. So, but that's a possibility. Yeah, I can't believe they may actually do this. Now, if they do this, I don't think EO wins the Rumble. I seen that online. They were saying, "Oh, EO is going to win the Rumble." I don't think so. I think if they do this, they're going to go the route of EO winning the Chamber, similar to what they did with Asuka. When Asuka faced Bianca Belair, she won the Chamber to get to that match. I think they do the same thing here. I think EO wins the Chamber, not the Rumble. Yeah. Now, if they do this, if they do it, this is not a storyline that is of like story driven. This is more about, hey, two women who can go in the ring and let's see who's better than who. I don't foresee a storyline that's going to be like, oh, the Bianca Becky storyline where there's like actual like hatred there, or the EO Bailey storyline, or the any storyline like that. I don't think we're going to get that here. So does it get a Rumble win? I don't think so. I think there's a Chamber win for EO here, but that's a step in the direction that I didn't think I'd be thinking about at this time. I thought it was clear cut EO would be out of this and be Liv and Rhea Ripley, but now I have to reevaluate. Okay, gotta be honest with myself, because what happened last night was interesting, right? You have a situation where they had a match between Rhea and Raquel. Okay, if they wanted to drag it out that match or drag out that feud, you book Raquel to win, but she didn't. She lost. And now I'm thinking, okay, Netflix debut, Triple H said it'd be like a Mania show, a Mania feel. So then you have Raquel losing now, no feud there, and Rhea Ripley gets a Mania match or Mania moment on Netflix well before Mania in freaking January. It's very, very possible. Shocking. I honestly didn't think that was going to happen, but at this point, I'm willing to accept that this match could very well happen. I was not there 2 days ago. I wasn't there. No way I would have thought that. But now we're here. What do you want to see from Liv Morgan? Let's say Liv Morgan is not in the title match at Mania. What do you want? Do you want a tag match with Raquel? Do you want a mid-card match? Like you want a mid-card championship match? Or it'll be a singles match, triple threat match, whatever. Like, what do you want to see from Liv Morgan? I'll ask the chat, because I'm not exactly sure. Judgment Day versus Wyatt 6 at Mania. Triple H is great at manipulating the IWC. That's true. He's very good at it. He's online for sure. Her WrestleMania moment is just to lose. Her WrestleMania moment is just to lose whose? Maybe Liv and Raquel win the tag belts. That's possible. Judgment Day versus Wyatt 6 with Liv Morgan facing Alexa Bliss. Now, during this whole discussion about EO versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan's plans, people were suggesting we're going to get a Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch match. Oh, well, did just do Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. It'll be fine, right? Don't know how to break this to you, but that's not happening, okay? We've been over this with the Bianca Jade stuff. Triple H is not going to book a non-title singles match at Mania for the women. I'm sorry, I don't see it. There's no evidence to back that up. Now, you can say Triple H can book EO, Rhea Ripley, whatever. That's just your opinion with fancy booking. But when it comes to history of his booking, this notion that you're going to get a Becky Liv non-title when there's no evidence of that, it'd be a first. So you're predicting a first. You're fantasy booking a first. We don't get non-title singles matches for the women. You're lucky to get 3 or 4 matches for Mania, right? What was it last year? Title match, Becky, Rhea. Title match, Bailey, EO, and a 6-woman tag. You had 3 matches for the women at Mania last time. Now you're predicting a non-title singles match? Not when we have two new mid-card belts. I don't think so. That goes for Bianca Jade, and that goes for Becky, Liv Morgan. You're gonna need a title to get a match for the women. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Maybe that day will change, but right now, if you want to be on Mania, you need a belt. You need to be holding a belt. So, whenever that happens, it happens. But right now, I don't see it happening. But this makes one thing clear: Liv Morgan deserves a spot on that damn card, I think. Just depends on where it is. Now, there's some people who think that the women's mid card won't even get a match. Like they'll keep them off the card. I don't see how that's possible. I don't see how he'd be that bold. It'd be a terrible look, a terrible look to do that. That's number one. Number two, this is the time to use the belts to make matches. Okay, this is the time. Remember that last year? I think WrestleMania 39. So it wasn't last year, but 39 got a mid-card triple threat match between Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre. You can use the mid-card to bring other stars in. You always talk about how the women's division is so stacked and they don't have opportunities on the main card, on the Mania card, right? So now you have these mid-card belts to use. Imagine this, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say, for argument's sake, the world title picture was Liv against Rhea Ripley for Mania, right? I'm not saying it's going to happen. Let's say, for argument's sake, Liv versus Rhea Ripley, right? And the other match was Charlotte, Tiffany. Like, I'm just guessing stuff right now. It's not, I don't believe it's going to happen, but let's say that happens. Charlotte, Tiffany, and then Liv, Rhea Ripley. Now you have a bunch of other women, top women who are talented with no singles match whatsoever, right? Now, how about this? I'm just going to name random triple threat matches, random one-on-one matches for belts. For the U.S. title, Jordynne Grace versus Io Sky versus Becky Lynch. You mean to tell me that's not a Mania match? Becky, Jordynne Grace, Io? That is a big match for a mid-card belt that you could use. How about this? Jordynne Grace, Lyra Valkyria, Sol Ruka. Another big match. Roxanne Perez, Becky Lynch, Jordynne Grace. Another big match. I'm just naming Naomi, Bayley versus Jordynne Grace. I'm taking a bunch of talent and put them into a pot. You can pick them, tell a story for the mid card. That would be a big match that maybe even be better than the actual world title match. Okay. Remember how Drew, Sheamus, and Gunther was like match of the night for Mania for a lot of folks? You can do that with the women. You can get women who are talented, put them in the mid card for Mania, and have a banger match. And these are big names, okay? These are big names, talented women that can go. So I don't know why you would say, oh, the mid card belts will be off the table for Mania. I don't think that's, no, this is the opportunity. They struggle with getting storylines for the women. Now you use the belts that you've created to get the other stars in the match and cook, let them cook. Becky, Lyra, Roxanne, that's another one. I'm just picking and choosing. Like, I'm not saying this should happen, or I'm not really diving into the storylines. I'm just, in a vacuum, I'm picking names. I'm telling you that you can make a big match for a mid-card belt. And it makes sense for the WrestleMania. So I would utilize those mid-card belts to put together big matches that would excite the crowd. The same thing to do for the men. The same thing. Same thing they do for the men. So, yeah, Naomi versus Jade for mid-card belt. Like, use the mid-card belt to get other stars in there. That's all I'm saying. Elevate the stars, create stars like Lyra or Sol Ruka or Jordynne Grace. I'm pretty sure they're going to want to have Jordynne Grace on that card, right? You want to have Jordynne Grace on Mania. Well, you put her into the mid-card scene and then build up a triple threat match or a singles match with Jordynne Grace right there. Jordynne Grace against Lyra Valkyria. Jordynne Grace against Becky Lynch. Jordynne Grace against Bianca, for who cares? Just make the mid-card belt what they're chasing and set it up. So yes, I do believe both mid-card belts will be on the card. And because they'll be on the card, there'll be like 5 matches, right? World title, WWE title, US title, IC title, and we'll hope a tag team championship of some sort. That's 5. You're not getting more than that. You're not getting more. 5. They had 3 last year. And we're adding 2 more, and people are predicting a 6th match that'll be non-title. No, come on. It'll be 5 potentially. We hope it'll be 5, and they'll use those belts to tell that story. Okay, so we can all just hope for that. You're not going to get 6, 7 women's matches at Mania. Let's hope for 5, and maybe we'll get like 4. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they'll take away the tag belts, and maybe the tag belts will be off the card. But I think it'd be smart to use those singles titles that they've created to get the stars on the show. If Bianca versus Charlotte happens at WrestleMania title, well, I said that wrong. If Charlotte versus Bianca happens for the WWE title, what will Nia and Tiffany do? Tiffany could be in the mid card, have a banger match in mid card for the mid card belt, or they could be in a tag team, or yeah, not could be in the mid card. They could do a bunch of things. You can do fatal 4-way for mid card belt. Like this, it's limitless the possibilities. You gotta plan it out. But if Bianca faces Charlotte, that'd be huge. So if they did Io, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Charlotte, then yeah, Tiffany could think about cashing in there, or you can have her in the tag match with Nia Jax. You can have her facing Lyra for the mid card belt, depending on if Lyra is on SmackDown. There's things you can do, so no worries. I don't think there's any need to be worried about the booking for any of these women so far yet. Not yet. The Bookie Warriors versus Lash for the card, that could work well. Nia might miss the show. I would hope not, but it's possible. Becky returns. This could change the complexion of the Mania 41. Yes, it can, for sure. Definitely can. Let's see. Any other thing before I move on to Monday Night Raw? Yeah, so let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. And as we go on, I'm sure some other points will arise that I'm skipping over right now. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Gunther opened up the show. And he has something to say. What? Well, I don't know, wasn't that important. Basically talking about Finn. He was shitting on Finn, saying how Finn was not ready for the ring general, and talking about how Finn is a shadow of the man he used to be. He used to look up to him, but now he doesn't. He'll be facing Finn Balor on this Saturday at Saturday Night Main Event. Should be a good match. Finn comes out there and says, "Hey, Gunther, I'm coming for you. You tried to give Dom the title shot. He didn't deserve it." Shitting on Dom, basically, like right in the match, like right in the promo, shitting on Dom. This is going to end very bad. Dom might screw Finn at Saturday Night Main Event. If you want to accelerate the breakup of the Judgment Day, you have Dom screw Finn because he won't stop shitting on Dom. There's a bunch of tension there, a bunch of passive aggressive nonsense, and Finn telling you he screwed up here. I think Dom might screw him this Saturday, but we'll see. So they're going back and forth, talking about how Finn used to be one of the best in the world, how Finn had the belt for one day, and how Finn is hanging out with a bunch of weirdos in Judgment Day. He used to admire Finn, but those days are long gone. Then Damian Priest came when Finn was trying to jump him. When the Judgment Day was trying to jump Gunther, down comes Damian Priest, have a brawl. Finn gets the advantage on Gunther, as you can see with his sling blade. Then he goes for the coup de grace on three of them on Damian Priest, and he stands tall. And at this point, you're thinking, are they going to do a triple threat match? Well, sure enough, that's what happened. Later on that day, maybe 5 minutes later, Adam Pearce announced that it's now a triple threat match. So you're getting Finn versus Damian Priest versus Gunther at Saturday Night Main Event, and Liv Morgan is loving it because she hates Finn. This is going to end very, very badly. This split between the Judgment Day, I'm wondering if this plays into the transfer window. Like I've been saying, I think Finn could go to SmackDown with JD and maybe Carlito. Look at this framing. It's classic framing, classic directing. Raquel, Dom, Liv on the left, Finn, Carlito, JD on the right. This is going to end with a split. Could it happen this month? At this point, I might predict that. I think I might predict it. Finn has a match on Monday for the tag titles. He drops it. He will lose, of course, on Saturday. And he's going to snap. Imagine losing the opportunity to win the titles and then dropping the tag belts like the next day, like 2 days later. It'll be very bad for Finn, but he brought it on himself. He has nobody to blame but himself. Then we cut to the Final Testament facing off against Wyatt 6. This is solid stuff. Fans love it. Great presentation for the Wyatt 6. I like how they had the chair rocking as it came up to grab the lantern. That was really nice. Well done. Then they had this is a fun moment where Nikki Cross came up behind Scarlett after Scarlett got involved and grabbed Bo Dallas's leg. And then they cheated by having what's his face, I can't remember his name. What's his face hit Uncle Howdy, aka Bo Dallas, with some powder, got distraction, and it worked because he got pinned after his finisher. Then Cross hit the finisher, and that was that. And the Wyatt 6 go down. Is this the first time they got pinned? Is this the first time they got pinned? I don't know. But they did go down here. I can't remember if this is the first time they got pinned, though. Maybe not. First loss? Okay. I think that's smart. These are human beings. They're mortals. You know, they can take losses. Nothing wrong with that. So this is the first loss. Some people were worried about it. Like, oh my God, it lost to Karen Cross. They're ruining Bray Wyatt's legacy. And like, chill. Okay, just chill. Just calm the hell down. They're telling a storyline. They're telling a story here. So let's wait and see what happens. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, I'm sure Bo Dallas and the crew will be okay. They can take an L, show that they're human, to show that they're mortals, not supernatural. Okay, they can take an L here. Let the story play out. Let the story play out, for the love of God. So they're happy. Winners get the spoils. Yada yada yada. Then we had a sit down between Jackie Redmond and CM Punk. No problems with the loss. Shouldn't have been that easy to pin Howdy though. Interesting take there. I guess it was kind of easy. People are too upset Bo took the pin. I see they are upset about that. Paul Ellering. Okay, I forgot his name. Howdy's not the Fiend though. He's not. He's just a dude with a mask. He's just a dude with a mask. Now I'm not saying he needs to be weak. He can be strong, but let's not get carried away. Let's not prime Undertaker, okay? CM Punk has some stuff to say about Seth Rollins. Called him an entitled man, basically. He was entitled when he's 16, and he's entitled now. Seth came to him for help with no expecting not to pay. CM Punk helped him without any payment, and he's called Seth Rollins an entitled brat, and he's still entitled. Doesn't think about Seth. Doesn't think about him at all. Seth is obsessed with him, and he doesn't care about Seth Rollins at all, basically. But he's here now. He's a quarterback. Seth's back on the bench. He's what they call sunning Seth Rollins. He's sunning him. Like, you're beneath me. You're like, I'm an adult here. I've been around the block. I'm the franchise player. You're the rookie on the bench. I'm here now. You go sit on the damn pine. Fighting words. Solid stuff. Felt real. Not like a manufactured promo. Felt like a real actual interview. Well delivered. Good stuff from CM Punk. This is, of course, the Mania feud. They're teasing it now. They're building up to it now. And because this is the Mania feud, Drew McIntyre is on Raw. Not really talking about CM Punk, if you noticed. The focus is more on Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Could have done with that storyline. But they need Drew because of what happened to Bronson Reed. So now you can't have Drew and CM Punk mixing it up. Because now CM Punk should be focused on Seth Rollins. That is now his storyline. I don't think you're going to see a lot of like crossover between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre going forward, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. And then we had a random singles match between Liv Morgan and Dakota Kai. Now this was not bad. It was a fine match. Kind of random, but it's fine. Want the champion to wrestle? Okay, cool. She wrestles Dakota Kai. This one okay. Not bad. It was okay. Sonya Deville, everybody's favorite faction. PFC coming down to the ring. And they are in a feud with Damage Control. But it came down there to bother Dakota Kai. That's what they did. Liv is hitting the Three Amigos. She's living it up. She's enjoying herself. She's wrestling on the show here because she knows she won't be wrestling. I'm going to say joke there, but maybe it's too early. I'd say she knows she won't be wrestling at Mania, so she's wrestling now. So she's enjoying herself, having a good old time. Dakota Kai stomps her into the ground here, off the ropes. You see PFC outside. She's like, okay, these bitches These bitches kind of get involved here again. It's a beautiful scorpion kick on Liv Morgan. It was hit well, sold well by Liv Morgan. Very, very nice. Here's a code breaker on Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai goes to kick Sonya Deville because she's trying to get involved in the match. Ultimately, Liv Morgan hits the Oblivion, gets a pin. Dakota Kai gets pinned here, and they attack Dakota Kai, the jumper. You know, Sonya Deville jumps in there. So a lot of people are not happy with this feud, with this direction for Damage Control. I've been calling it for months. I told you guys when Dakota Kai comes back, she'll be feuding with PFC because PFC is the one who took her out. So it's obvious. Do I hate the feud? No. Do I love it? No. It's kind of like just whatever. Not my favorite. I don't think it's the worst thing ever, but just like it is what it is. It's a feud for Dakota Kai and them. I just hope that ultimately it leads to something for Dakota Kai, some sort of a character change, especially if she loses the damn tournament, because I think she will lose in the tournament. She's not winning the IC title, so do something with Dakota Kai from a character standpoint, some type of edge, some type of change. She should be disappointed with losing, I think. She should be disappointed. So make it mean something. That's what I say. PFC hate is forced. It is kind of forced. I mean, these are not terrible talents. Like Sonya Deville is fine in the ring. She's rusty, coming off an injury. Cut her some slack, okay? Shayna can go. Zoe Stark is good in the ring. Not that bad. People are saying like, oh, it's like the worst thing ever. It's not. Okay, there's been worse factions. There's been worse booking than PFC. Believe me. Okay, let's lay off PFC a little bit. Io Sky comes into the ring to help, to attack. Who did she attack? Oh yeah, she came in to help her friend. Duh. I had Rhea Ripley on my mind, so I'm confused. She's a member of Damage Control. Io is in Damage Control, right? So he came out there to help. Now, one thing that kind of bothers me about like baby faces in kayfabe, why didn't Io and Kairi Sane come down there when Sonya Deville and them came down there? They waited until she got jumped. Like, you know, maybe they're in the bathroom, I don't know, but you're watching the screen and you see Sonya, Zoe, and Shayna go down there. Why not go down there as well? Why are you waiting until they get jumped? Like, she's interfering in the match. Go down there and get involved before the interference. I don't know. But they waited until she got jumped. She ran down there to help. It's a weird thing that happens in wrestling with baby faces. They have to wait until their friend gets beaten up before they go down there. Half the time. It's weird. Should have been out there, but whatever. She comes down there. She attacks Sonya and the crew. Then she helps Kairi get to the top ropes. She has a beautiful dive. Beautiful dive by Kairi Sane to PFC. Took him out. And then she gets hits with the Oblivion. Sells it well. Takes a good bump here for the Oblivion. Io stands tall over Io Sky's body. I say Io. Liv stands tall over Io Sky's body. And yes, this is the match, folks. Are you excited? Here's a question, folks. Honestly, are you excited for this match? Are you excited for Io and Liv Morgan? Was she wearing a knee brace? Was she? I have to go back and look. This angle didn't show it well. Are you excited for Io and Liv Morgan? Bathroom break, what? The match? David is excited. Awesome. Nah. This is kind of an indictment on Liv Morgan. I'm seeing online. They're just not feeling her in-ring right now. Now, some will say that's Triple H's fault because Triple H is booking her like a chicken shit heel. She can't showcase her actual talent. That's the argument. Oh, you're joking? So you're not excited either. Interesting. Any chance Io wins? 0. I'll tell you why after a quick break. The reason why it's 0 is because there's not a chance in hell anybody other than Rhea Ripley will take the belt off of that woman, okay? This woman will drop the belt to one woman and one woman only. That is Rhea. After this entire story, there's no way in hell anybody other than Rhea Ripley will take the belt off of her, and rightfully so. Let it end properly. If it's going to end on the first show of Netflix, let it end properly with Rhea Ripley beating her and getting her belt back. Okay, let's not get any like weird scenario here. Io will lose, or at the very least, she won't get the belt. Liv Morgan will retain. Once she retains, right, then we'll see what happens with Liv and Rhea. If that match happens in January on Saturday Night Main Event, because if you don't know, there's another Saturday Night Main Event happening in January. It can happen there, or it happens on Netflix debut. But ultimately, Rhea will defeat Io Sky. So no, there's no chance, zero, a big fat zero chance that Io will walk away with the belt. Okay, so agreed? You see, no, because we know Io got to lay down for Liv Morgan. We got Rhea Hogan, you got Liv Morgan. What's the other ones? Is Liv being booked like a good chicken shit heel? Or is she a bad heel? She's doing well with what's given to her. Like the actual talent doing well. Like Liv is doing well with what's given with her. With what's given to her. Right? Is it good? It's kind of repetitive. Storyline peaked at SummerSlam, unfortunately, and that's a long time ago. The booking was good up until SummerSlam, and then it goes downhill after SummerSlam. It's not her fault. She's doing fine. The booking has not been very good. It's been kind of repetitive. Same thing over and over again, which is probably why they have to end it, because that's why so many people were disappointed and annoyed and sad and tired of the storyline. And now they have no choice but to end it now. And they don't really have that many ideas. Unless the point is to just drag it to Mania season, but can you justify Liv Morgan not facing Rhea Ripley until Mania? I'm not sure. Unless you want to have her lose again, that'd be kind of like, people forget under Vince, Bianca lost 3 opportunities to beat Becky. Once she first match wasn't a loss technically, because it was booked for Mercedes to, Sasha Banks to come down there and interfere in the match. Out the first loss, or the first non-winning the belt, right? However you want to say it. Second time was triple threat match in Saudi Arabia, where Becky pinned Sasha, so Bianca lost out there as well. And the third time was on Raw, when Becky pushed Bianca into the exposed turnbuckle and pinned her. So 3 opportunities to win the belt, and she lost all 3. How many has Rhea Ripley had? Let's see, 2, SummerSlam, and the other one where Raquel interfered. So she only had 2 opportunities. So it's not as much as Bianca did. Not as much as Bianca. In my opinion, Liv Morgan should win the storyline rivalry. Why? Why should she win it? Rhea is Triple H's ace. Whether you like it or not, Rhea is the ace under Triple H. That's the top star. That's how he set it up. That's how he manufactured it. He created a show around Rhea Ripley that gave her this popularity. This entire structuring of the show for the last year or 2 has been about making her big and making her popular, getting her over. He succeeded. Now you want him to lose. Now you want her to lose to Liv Morgan. Why? It's not happening. Liv Morgan is in the position she's in because of Rhea Ripley. That's the truth of the matter. Okay. When Rhea Ripley got injured, they went with the whole Liv Morgan revenge tour, Liv Morgan championship reign to facilitate Rhea Ripley's story and her positioning. So I'm curious to see what happens to Liv Morgan once she drops the belt. I'm very, very curious to see what happens. What happens to her booking? I'm so intrigued by that. I just want to know what happens then. Will she still be booked at the top of the card in terms of time and promos and screen time? Like, will she still get that after it is over? I don't know. I'm not sure. She's only championing because Rhea Ripley's. That's true. That's why it's happening. It's clear to me, based on the booking, based on her everything. It's clear she championed because of her connection to Rhea Ripley in that storyline. That's all. Now we had Drew McIntyre cutting a promo, talking about how he was disappointed to see Sammy and Jey Uso and CM Punk teaming up with Roman Reigns. This man hates Roman more than anybody else. So maybe you should put Drew with Roman. Wherever Roman's going, Drew should go, because this man hates Roman and hasn't got a good chance to actually face him for it or like challenge him for it. That should happen. Calling it now. I didn't think about it until now, but Drew should be facing off with Roman for a little bit here, because that's the source of all his anger. He was mad at Jey because what Jey did with Roman Reigns. He was mad because everybody is now forgiving Roman Reigns and like teaming up with him. Like, are you guys crazy? Sammy, like, are you crazy about what? Like, do you not remember what happened here? Like, you not remember what he did? Jey Uso, are you crazy? You're teaming up with him after everything he's done? Like, that's just his motivation, and it makes sense. So he's taking out Sammy and Jey. So why not put him against Roman Reigns? Now that the tables are turned, now that Roman is the face and Drew's the heel, that whole entire storyline with the Clash of the Castle and the screw job, that now gets flipped. Because he also hates Solo Sikoa, because Solo the one who screwed him that night. Like, Solo showed up with the black hood, right? Interesting developments with Drew and Roman and Solo. That storyline they should go with. So no more CM Punk, that's over. No more Sammy, no more Jey. Let's focus on, well, never mind. Has to do Sammy and Jey, because Sammy and Jey are working with Roman Reigns, so never mind. But yeah, let's get Drew with the Roman Reigns. Face to face. Let's get that conversation going. Let's talk about that. Yeah, Drew was right. He was right. Roman Reigns has not apologized for the shit. He has not admitted to any of his issues. He's gaslighting. He is not willing to admit any of his faults. So until he apologizes for something or admits guilt or admits that he's wrong about anything, Drew and Kevin Owens are correct. But it played this part of the clip that showed all them pointing up in the sky. He was mad about that. I don't blame him one bit. Drew is right. Until Roman Reigns develops or shows any type of progression, he is right. Roman Reigns is not changed. And I want to see him interacting with Roman Reigns now. Let's do that story. No more. CM Punk is done. Let's do Let's do Sammy, Jey, and Roman together up against Drew McIntyre. Maybe let's see how that works out. So that's what I want for Drew. Roman Reigns storyline. And this is great. So the entire night they have the New Day walking around, talking to folk backstage, trying to talk to talent, trying to dap them up, and they're not trying to have it. They're not having it. They hate this dude, these guys. They're upset. They're disappointed with what they did to Big E, even though they're right. They were right about what they did to Big E. They were just mean about it. Everything they said was correct. Really. They're just mean. Went about it the mean way. That's the only problem. But the context of their promos and their anger was correct. Big E left and did not come back. He'd been on that damn desk hanging out with Wade Barrett and Jackie Redmond. And while they've been imploding, he has not showed up. He has not showed up to show love at all. They're correct. But they were mean-spirited about it, talking about his neck, talking about his injury, saying he'll never show up, told him to get out of here. They were just mean about it. But that's not the point. The fans did not like the reaction. And now the storyline here is being framed to show them as the bad guys. Because now they're being given the cold shoulder by everybody. Natty's not talking to him. Otis and Maxine aren't talking to him. So they're showing you that the audience is being shown that, yes, they're bad. They're in the wrong here. And you should hate them because all your favorites hate them. And once you have Otis upset with you, then you're telling the audience that, yes, they're heels, they're wrong, and they should be, you should be upset with them. You should hate them. That's what the audience is being fed by the writers. And it's all great, great, great stuff. Okay, you got Cody Rhodes, the top of the damn brand, right? The top of the WWE saying, I'm disappointed with you guys. You guys are wrong. So it's been clear as day here. They've been painted as the villains. They are the heels. And then it drove it up even more later on. We'll get to that later. And they had him freaking like grab the damn camera. We'll talk about that later. Then Seth came out to talk to the crowd after getting roasted by CM Punk. I like how they showed like his accomplishments to the left here. That's kind of cool. And doing more of that is awesome. The gold plaque here showing his accomplishments, cool stuff. So Seth is cutting a promo on CM Punk, saying, "Hey, CM Punk, talking to you little shit, says that he only here because he had no choice. He was here for money. He said he was here for the money. That's what he said, and he can't go anywhere else because of what happened to AEW. He didn't say AEW, but that's what he was insinuating. Like he had no other place to go. This is the last legs, the last rope. Then Sammy comes out there. And Sammy apologizes. So this is good from Sammy. He said, "Hey, I'm sorry I accused you of attacking Jey Uso. That's crazy. I should have known you didn't do that. But still, dude, you were acting crazy." And Seth's like, "Dude, I appreciate that, but how could you actually like think that? Like, how could you even accuse me of that?" I feel like they're teasing the Seth turn here by him saying, "How could you see me as that? How could you accuse me of that? You know me for so long. You know my actions. You know my character. Why would you actually assume I would do something like that?" All this, I think, is teasing the eventual Seth Rollins heel turn. And he's like, "Dude, don't act like I'm crazy. Like, it was legitimate, like, reasoning why I would accuse you. Like, I accused you because you were acting crazy about Jay and CM Punk. Like, there was a reason for that. I wasn't just, like, off the wall completely. Like, I actually had a reason to believe it was you." That's his argument, right or wrong. Ultimately, Seth says, "You know what? I didn't know you hated CM Punk this much. I know it's this deep, so I'll stay out of it. I'll leave you guys alone. You guys go do your match. You guys can cook alone. I'm going to leave you to it. I won't get in the way anymore." And Seth appreciated that. He said, "Thank you." All right, now you worry about Drew McIntyre. But then he cuts a promo on Drew. Said, "Drew, I want to face you at Saturday Night Main Event." So now you have Drew against Sammy. So you have I think you have like 4 matches now. Drew, Sammy, Cody's, Kevin Owens. The winner, 5. I think it's 5. The final for the women, U.S. title. EO, Liv, and then the triple threat match, right? Yeah. Then it's Priest, Finn, Gunther. That's 5 matches for a 2-hour show. Those matches need time. We may not get a lot of promo segments, if at all. I'm thinking this may be like more of a PLE on TV. Not a lot of like 10, 15-minute promos. This won't be like SmackDown or Raw. This will be like this matches. Maybe some backstage stuff, of course, but no like extended promo segments. It's going to be like a PLE on TV. Like there's 5 matches, commercial breaks, but once the match ends, a few minutes later, we'll get the next match, right? That's what we're going to get. 5 matches, 2-hour show, yep. Give it some time. Let's give EO Liv Morgan time, please. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. EO is one of the best in the world. One of the greatest Joshis of all time, right? Let's let EO have a long match with Liv Morgan, and we can evaluate Liv Morgan's in the ring. Because let me tell you something right now. The discourse, let me get a full shot for this. The discourse around Io Sky versus Liv Morgan will be interesting. Tell you the truth, Joshi stands will be crazy. The Liv Morgan fans will be talking. The general fan will be talking. There'll be a lot of talking about Liv Morgan's performance in that ring if they're given time. Unless Raquel will do a lot of interference, I don't know, but there will be a lot of discourse around EO versus Liv Morgan. I'm hoping Liv Morgan can rise up to the task, have a good performance, so I don't have to hear a lot of bitching about her performance in the match. I'm hoping she cooks. With EO. We don't have another Sonya Deville, Io Sky situation. The only time you'll be on the Joshi stand side, I mean, how you really feel. Not a fan of Liv Morgan, I see. I'm starting to think I'm starting to think Lyra versus Raquel is the IC final. I'll be surprised if EO or Raquel don't get involved in any of the matches leading up to the IC final. Next week or maybe a week after, you have Raquel in a match for the first round. Then you have Raquel versus Dakota Kai. If she advances, which she probably won't. Reason why I think she won't is because of PFC, right? Zoe Stark will be facing Dakota Kai in the semifinals, I think. Whole entire PFC storyline, PFC versus Damage Control, setting up for that semifinal, Zoe Stark, Dakota Kai. And I think that will lead to a Zoe Stark Lyra final. So no, I think Raquel loses in the first round because of Rhea Ripley, because I think Rhea will be feuding with Liv Morgan and Raquel until the Netflix show, potentially, assuming that match happens there. The ultimate dethroning of Liv Morgan, right? We don't know for sure, but it may happen there. If that's the case, then I do believe Raquel will not finish that match. She will probably be a lot of interference, a lot of shenanigans. You have Zoe Stark pinning Katana Chance, and you have Kaden Carter. Zoe Stark will pin Kaden Carter, and Zoe Stark will advance to face Dakota Kai, who she's been feuding with right now. So that makes sense, right? So let me see if I can pull up that damn bracket. That goddamn bracket. Could have had it queued up already. My bad. Let's see. Let's take a look at the bracket, folks. All right. Women's wrestling tournament. Let's see. Check it out. Yes, so Zoe Stark pins Kaden Carter. Raquel gets interfered with by Rhea Ripley. You know, Zoe Stark, Dakota Kai. That makes sense. That's a feud right now. And yeah, I think she advances past Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai is heartbroken. She's upset. Maybe you have Kairi Sane and Io come down to help, but it backfires and she still loses. Zoe Stark advances. You get a Lyra Zoe Stark final. Makes sense. Both of them can go in the ring. Both very talented. Zoe Stark can go. Lyra can go. Makes sense for that matchup. Now this match here in the corner, okay, I'm now thinking Alba Fire could win this because of a recent promo exchange backstage I saw between Alba Fire and Lyra Valkyria. Alba Fire were talking that ish, so I think it's possible Alba can win this match, and we get Alba against Lyra Valkyria. So let me pull up that actual promo real quick so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. I think I have it queued up here potentially. Let's see. Lyra, here we go. I'll just play the audio because I don't know how WWE feel about these clips. So let's play the audio. Let me see. Go.
Women's Intercontinental Championship Tournament. Now, I know that you don't have much time to process because you have to focus on the semifinals, but how are you feeling tonight?
Over the moon. I am through to the next round. You know, I heard Cody Rhodes on SmackDown call Ivy Nile one of the most underrated women that WWE has to offer. And tonight I came out on top of her and Zelina. Do you know what this means? Do you know how confident I feel in becoming the first ever Intercontinental...
Lyra!
That's good.
You can stop dreaming
So happy
right now. The inaugural champion is
Like Alba
not
Fire.
going to be yours. In 2 weeks, I face Natalya and Kairi in my first round match. And once I'm finished with them, I'll move on to you in the semi-finals, where I will stomp you into the depths where you belong.
You really think I don't want to face you? You were the most dominant NXT UK women's champion
Yes, I was.
of all time. But you don't seem to have had the same success here, do you? Maybe it's because you're here trying to get in my head instead of focusing on your first round matchup. Anyway, I thought you were all about the unholy union these days, but you don't seem to care at all that you're in this tournament and your friend here has been left out in the dust.
No.
Trying to divide and conquer there.
Why would you even say something? No. Listen to me. When I face you in the semi-final tournament, I'm going to beat you so bad. And you know, it doesn't even matter which one of the unholy union is in that match. As long as one of us walks away as the first ever Intercontinental Women's Champion, then none of that matters. And I see what you're trying to do. It's not going to work. You know, we've got each other. We've got each other's back. We don't need you.
Now, I did notice something there for the first time. If you look at Aladon's face, she was like legitimately like thinking about what Lyra just said. Are they trying to break up the unholy union?
Say something.
Look at her face real quick. Are they trying to break up the unholy union here? I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. Like, but she is kind of like pondering what was just said, how she doesn't have an opportunity. Don't do that, WWE. Don't piss me off. Do not break up the witches, okay? Keep the witches together. But yeah, he was making a face. She was making a face. Like, yeah, look at it. Look at her. Don't do it. Don't do it. Triple H, do not break up the unholy union, please. I like them together. Lyra, shut the hell up. Alba Fire, Aladon, don't listen to her. Do not listen to her. Okay? Keep them together. All right? There's nothing wrong with the unholy union. All right? I will not stand for it. I will not stand for them being broken up. So leave it alone. Leave it alone. But yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to get an Alba Fire win, potentially. But I'm not sure. It could be Natalya. Kairi Sane, I don't think so. Sorry, Kairi Stans. I don't see it. I don't see it for Kairi Sane. I think Kairi Sane will not win that match. Is either Natalya or Alba Fire. So that's where my head is at. But yeah, so Alba Fire, Lyra, Valkyria, that makes sense. Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, that makes sense. If you look at it, that's a person from every faction, right? Dakota Kai from Damage Control, Lyra from the Party Birds. If you want to say her faction with the Party Girls are actually a real thing, you have Lyra from there. You have Alba Fire from Unholy Union, and then you have Zoe Stark from PFC, right? So it makes sense in that respect. Have a representative from every like group or faction. Natalya could be a wild card there, but I don't know why you do that. I don't know why you would do that. Just have a heel in Alba Fire face Lyra Valkyria. Alba Fire is a great wrestler, the forever champion back in NXT UK. Let her cook with Lyra Valkyria. Let Dakota Kai cook with Zoe Stark, and then the final will be Lyra against Zoe Stark at whatever show. I don't know what the final will be, but that's what I would do. Zoe and Raquel is a head scratcher. I think Raquel gets distracted by Rhea Ripley. Yeah, Lyra is very, very like she tries to like drop the wedge and poke the bear. Like she pokes a lot. Lyra is very good at what she does. I like Lyra Valkyria. She's an interesting face. She's a face for sure, but she's interesting how she goes about her promos. I mean, Katana Chance is pissed off by her. Like Katana Chance and Kata Carter were annoyed with her last time she talked. She's like, "Don't worry. I mean, what did she say? She said something to Katana Chance. She said, "Your best wasn't good today," but she was just the way she was trying to uplift her wasn't the best. Like she's almost like doesn't know what to say to someone who lost the match. It was funny. It was well done. It was good. All right, let's talk about what's next. Let's see. It wasn't your best day, you win some, lose some, you had a bad day and maybe it'd be better next day. Like, Lyra, shut up. Shut up, Lyra. All right, so then Drew McIntyre came up. So after he said, "I'm gonna face you at Saturday Night Main Event, 1-on-1, yada yada," right? And Drew comes up out of nowhere and attacks him. Classic Drew. Classic Drew. Coming out of nowhere and attacking his opponent. He's loving it. He's excited. And now we're gonna get that match. Who wins? Drew against Sami Zayn at Saturday Night Main Event. Who wins? That's a good question. Who wins that match? Yeah, it's just awkward talk. She's awkward. Yeah, it's awkward. It wasn't heel. She was just like trying to be, it was like, yeah, awkward moment. That's all it was. She's a face. She's 100% a face. But she just was being awkward at that moment with how she was trying to uplift someone who just lost. Drew beats Sammy. Let's see, what's the trajectory here? Sammy's doing what right now? He was in the War Games. They won, right? Drew's been out. Yeah, I think Drew should win. Drew came back from being out and losing to CM Punk. So Drew needs more of a win than Sammy does. But actually, it just depends on the storyline. what story are they telling, and that will dictate who wins. But yeah, I'll probably lean Drew. Sammy's waiting for KO to finish with Cody. That's true. Okay, they teased that Kevin Owens would have to deal with Sami Zayn later on. Next, we had Lyra Valkyria. So Lyra is trying to get her woos over. So they're wooing like crazy with her entrance. And now she's doing the whole like bird flapping thing. So she's trying to get that over with the crowd. But the crowd was loving her when she came out there. This was a solid match. People were complaining about this match. I thought it was good. I thought it was good triple threat. It wasn't the greatest triple threat ever. It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was good, I thought. It was a good match. So I don't know what the complaining was about this. I thought it was good. Good spots from the ladies here. Powerbomb to the outside. Rey Mysterio style. Double German suplex was nice to see. Ultimately, Lyra hits her finisher, gets the win. She advances. Got no issues with this match whatsoever. Lyra will win the IC title. And I'm excited for Lyra. I want to see how she cooks with the belt. How does she handle this mid-card belt? How many matches will she get? How long will the matches be? Will she be able to actually cook in the ring? With this, will she be like a real workhorse, fighting champion? I'm interested to see how they book this. This is new territory, folks. This is new territory. There'll be an era one day, 10 years from now, they'll say there was an era before the mid-card belts for the women and the era after the mid-card belts for the women. Okay, we're in a new territory. How will Triple H and creative team handle these new belts? I'm curious to see how it happens. And yes, they will be on the Mania card, okay? Don't give me that nonsense. They'll be on the Mania card, okay? You'll see Lyra, assuming she's still champion, you see Lyra against maybe Jordynne Grace or Becky Lynch or whatever, right? You will see them on the mid card. You'll see them on the Mania card, okay? These belts will be there. The match was rushed. That's something people were saying. They thought the entire show was rushed. That's what some people thought. Yeah, I thought it was fun. Fun match. What's next? Oh yeah, the Terror Twins are back to say, he said, good luck, Rhea, on your match. Now this was one of the best moments of Raw. Maybe the best moment of Raw. And one of the better moments we've seen. Because this storyline has absolutely cooked so much. And we're going to dive into it after a quick break. Dive into the New Day and their heel turn and why professional wrestling is mostly storytelling, folks. The WWE has struck gold with the New Day, and they didn't need a single Canadian destroyer or a single backflip or a single, they didn't need anything. All they needed was story and character work, okay? Now they're talking backstage with Kathy Kelly, right? And they're not trying to hear what you have to say. Get out of here, Kathy. We're going to take care of this. Well, we don't like your line of questioning. And they grabbed the freaking camera, which was the ultimate heel move. This entire production, I don't know who produced this, but it's just so smart. You're instantly getting heat by grabbing the damn camera, and he's following Kofi Kingston up the damn ramp, down ramp to the ring with the camera. It's freaking gold. The entire show, they're telling the audience, these are heels, these are bad guys. They're gearing up the crowd to boo the hell out of them. Natty doesn't want to talk to him. Otis doesn't want to talk to him. Cody Rhodes is disappointed with him, right? The entire show, they're building and building and building towards them coming out there. And they set it up perfectly for great reaction from the crowd. So they were getting Dom heat. And it was spectacular. Again, pro wrestling is a storytelling business. So he's walking down with the damn camera, crowd's hating him, boo, boo, boo. What do we do? They're genuinely confused about the reaction from the crowd. They are genuinely taken aback. Why are they so upset with us? We didn't do shit to Big E. We just told him how we felt. We didn't attack him with a chair. We didn't attack him with the damn sledgehammer. We didn't hit him at all. We just told him the truth, and we told him how we felt. So why are you guys so upset? They are genuinely taken aback by the reaction from the crowd. It's great. They're like, what the hell going on here? They cannot get a word in because they're getting booed. I mean, the reaction from the crowd was otherworldly. It's nuclear heat. This is spectacular. They can do this for everybody, okay? They can do this for the women. They can do this for mid-card storylines. You can take a story without a belt and make it huge, have the crowd really invested in it, have the crowd really getting an emotional reaction out of folks. It's possible. Don't need a belt. No belt was needed for this. Not a single belt, not a single chair shot, not a single backflip, not a single Canadian destroyer, not a single table slam or whatever. Table slam. No one had to be put through a table, all right? Just character work and history. The New Day, I don't think they did anything wrong, really. They were just mean about it. They were mean. They told the truth. They're right. He wasn't there. He did take a desk job. He did wait till the last minute. He waited until they were about to break up before he showed up. They're right. But they were mean. Talked about his neck. Talked about how he wasn't going to come back from injury. And they told the story. He had the superstars in it and had their emotion, how they handled the situation. All that played into them getting booed like this. It was a stroke of genius, well executed. They could not get a single word in. And they are now probably more so than Dom, because Dom has been more with Liv Morgan and not with Rhea within that feud. Have you noticed that, by the way? Have you noticed that Dom has not been interacting with Rhea and Liv when they're together? Dom is more about Finn. So there's been a transition here. Dom is in the Finn storyline. They're going back and forth. Finn and Dom have an issue. Dom has been removed from the Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley stuff. That's Raquel's era, or that's Raquel's space. So we got Raquel with Liv and Rhea Ripley. Dom is now with Finn's storyline. You're not getting that much Dom, Rhea Ripley interactions or overlap. That is a direct, like, what word am I looking for? That's the direction they're going with. That is purposeful and intentional. But yeah, that's interesting. They are now getting the most heat. They are now the heat magnets. They are now the top heels on the damn promotion. In the damn promotion on Raw. And it's all because of storyline. Okay? And people love Big E. Yeah. They use it. Big E used his love that they have for him for the storyline. Like, how do we make this big? How do we make this like a super big storyline where the fans get really, really upset and how they become top heels? Let's use Big E. Big E come in. We're going to set it up so they love you and they're going to boo us. It'll make sense because we're going to tear into you and they'll be upset and it'll be perfect. Big E did the perfect thing they did. Like, Big E could not have helped them even more. Having him come back, having that relationship implode, having them attack Big E like they did verbally was the greatest gift he could have given them. Because now they're top heels. And now they've been brought back to life. They've been kind of on the back burner. No one really cared about the New Day. They've been there, but not really doing anything. Now they're hot. Now they're the biggest act from a heel perspective on the damn show. Well done, Big E. Well done, creative team. Couldn't have gone any better. Couldn't have gone any better for them. They had a promo plan, but couldn't get it off, so it is left because they could not get a word in. This will continue. This will be like Dom. Every time they try to talk, every time they try to say anything, they're gonna get booed out the gym or at the arena, and it's well done. They showed a graphic of the women's U.S. title for some reason. I don't know why I included it here. Has anything changed my mind about this? Only thing I'm aware of, only thing I'm sure of, I'm sure that Tiffany won't win. I'm sure that Tiffany will not win. That's about it. Everything else is up for like debate. I'm leaning towards Bayley right now. I'm leaning Bayley, but I don't have any confidence. No confidence whatsoever. I'm leaning Bayley. Yeah. Nothing really changed for me. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Just not Tiffany. Just not Tiffany. That's all. If Bayley goes to Raw, it is Michin versus Chelsea Green. Unless she wins and then swap. She can win the belt and go to Raw. Lyra can win the belt and go to SmackDown. Same way they're swapping Cody and Gunther, they can also swap the two mid-card champions. They can swap Bayley and Lyra. They could do that. But yeah, Tiffany's not winning. So I'm guessing, right now, Michin Bayley is the final. But in terms of star power, and like, in terms of like, you could do Bayley Tiffany. You could. Tiffany would lose, of course, because she already has she already has the briefcase anyway. But you could do Tiffany Bayley. That might be disappointing for some IWC folks because they've been talking about Chelsea Michin, and if neither of them are in the final, that'd be kind of crazy. Can you imagine if neither of them got to the finals? Not Michin or Chelsea Green? That'd be a choice. Right now, I'm guessing Bayley wins the entire thing, but we'll see. If Chelsea gets to the final, I keep saying it. If Chelsea gets to the final, she better win. She better win because she's going to be the overwhelming favorite from the crowd. And Michin, not enough of a heel she's not a heel at all, so it's not going to work. And Tiffany's not going to win that belt. That'd be silly. It'd be silly to give her that belt while she has the Money in the Bank briefcase. So if Chelsea gets to the final, she better win. That's all I'm saying. So to avoid that, have her lose to Bayley. Bayley can handle that. Bayley is very popular. It won't be that bad. But if Chelsea Green gets to that damn final, she better win that damn thing, or it'll be a problem. So just go ahead and put Bayley there. I don't think Chelsea Green is going to win it. Sorry, Chelsea Green stands. I don't see it. I don't think they're going to do that. I think Chelsea will lose to Bayley now. And then she probably beats Michin or Tiffany either way. But Michin is not beating Bayley. So Bayley might be your first champion. And then she goes to Raw. Can you imagine if she won the belt? And then again, like I've been talking about, she then heads over to Raw. That would be nuts. Where'd it freaking go? I just had it there. Now it's gone. But yeah, she goes to. Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened now. I see what happened. But yeah, I see her winning and going to Raw potentially. That could happen. 100%. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. Not one a bit. Would you be disappointed? What do you want to see? That's my answer. That's my question to the chat. Who do you want to win that damn belt? Chelsea, Bayley, Michin, or Tiffany? Who do you want to see with that belt? What makes sense to you? I'll ask the chat. But what do you want? Do you want to see Bayley win that? Be a good moment for Bayley. Do you want to see Michin win that? Big moment for Michin then. Or do you want to see Chelsea Green like fall into that win with Piper Niven helping? I don't know. Well, what do you want to see? It could go either way for me. I wouldn't hate anything except for maybe Tiffany. I'd probably like be annoyed by that. Like, why are you doing that? But anything else is fine. It just need to be smart about it. Just be smart about it. That's all I say. Be smart. Not book Chelsea Green to go to the finals and then lose. Tiffany, Michin low-key, Bayley or Michin. Can't wait for Bayley Hogan. Well, Bayley lost to Nia Jax, so she hadn't been Bayley Hogan. Michin, not gonna lie. Chelsea out of the four. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Could Bayley go to Raw? It's very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. I don't know though. We'll see. Like I said, everything's up on the table now. Everything's on the table. Nothing's off base. Nothing's too crazy when it comes to this transfer window. It's all on the table. You don't mind Bayley winning? I don't either. I don't mind it. Yeah, Tiffany's the only one that's not happening. That's silly. But everything else, I can see it. I don't think Chelsea Green will win that belt right now. As much as the fans want to see it, I don't believe it. I think it's between Michin and Bayley, I think. Michin and Bayley. What story would Bayley get on Raw? Well, I brought up a week ago. Wasn't a week ago, but I said it's possible that they could do Bayley go to Raw, right, with the belt. Because if you imagine, Lyra will win the IC title, right? If she wins the IC title, right? Then Dakota Kai loses. Dakota Kai had been very, very looking forward to this moment. Talk about her opportunity. Said she's going to like you know, what did she say on Twitter? She said a specific line on Twitter about what she wanted to do here. But she was dialed in, she locked in. She feels like this is her moment. This is her time to finally get a singles belt. And she loses, right? So imagine she loses. Lyra goes to SmackDown. And then the person that comes in is your old buddy Bayley, who you hate, right? Last time I checked, Dakota Kai and Bayley still don't get along. Dakota Kai is a face. She's a face. Bayley's a face. But last time we saw them together, what happened? They were fighting. Dakota Kai turned on Bayley. Now you have Bayley coming in with the belt. And now Dakota Kai's like, wow, I lost my opportunity. Now Bayley's here with the mid-card belt. That could start a feud. And you could re-energize the Dakota Kai Bayley storyline right there. If you remember, I thought it was silly for them to get rid of Damage Control from, like, they separated Damage Control from Bayley in the draft. Like, why are you doing that? There's so much story to there. There's so much story to tell between Dakota Kai and Io and Bayley. Why the hell are you separating them? It makes no sense. Well, put it on Raw. Damage Control right there. Dakota Kai, Io, Kairi Sane. It could work. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's possible. What about Lyra and Becky's story? Well, it's a priority, right? What's more of a priority? Bayley's storyline or Lyra Becky? Last time we saw Becky, she was a face with teaming up against, well, not teaming up, but feuding with Io, well, not Io, but Liv and Rhea. Those are her last feuds, Becky Lynch. So we're assuming there could be a Becky Lynch Lyra story. We're fantasy booking that, but her last actions were against Liv and then Rhea at Mania. So any type of Lyra feud is not really in the forefront, not really in the not really a priority. We don't think right now. We can't assume that. Whereas with Dakota Kai and Bayley, last time they saw each other, they were beefing, right? So it's a little different. But yeah, I could see Becky, Lyra. Assuming they want to do Becky as a heel, I'll love that. Do that, great. There's different options they can go. I'm not like sticking to either one of them. Like, all of it is possible. I would not mind Lyra Becky if Becky was a heel. I prefer Becky as a heel anyway. She's more creative. She's more fun. She's more interesting as a heel. You can go either way. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind either one. Either one's fine for me. Let's go back to rest of Raw, see what happens here. Oh yeah, so we have the main event. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Main event. Raquel has new music. Some new moodier music. I didn't hate it. Rhea Ripley runs down there to attack her. And it had like 10 minutes to get going. Only 10 minutes for the entire match. They had to work at a very fast pace. I thought they did very well. They worked at a fast pace. They went into the crowd. striking Raquel in the crowd, tossing a trash can at Raquel, drop kick to Raquel. Fun stuff. Toss Rhea Ripley over the table. This was a jam-packed, very fast, very quick match. I thought they did very well with the time given to him. Of course, Morgan comes down there. Here comes Liv Morgan to get involved. Raquel gets advantage for a moment. Tries to hits Oblivion on Rhea Ripley. But out comes Io to help. So Io came down there to help after she got hit with the Oblivion. Io getting revenge on Liv Morgan for earlier that night. Beautiful dive to Liv Morgan by Io Sky. You know, perfect dive. Then put Raquel through the damn table ultimately. And then we got the money shot, what we're talking about with Io and Rhea. Now, if this doesn't happen, Rhea and Io, would this be like a teasing? Like, well, yes. The reason why I'm not entirely sure, because Hunter likes to freaking tease. He teases a lot. So this is not a guarantee of anything. Like, he teases Bianca, Rhea Ripley all the time. He teases this. Will it happen at Mania? We don't know for sure. So let's not get too ahead of ourselves and not fantasy book it too much. But I do believe it is possible now. As before, I thought it was no chance. Now I think it's possible we can get Rhea Ripley, Io. And by the way, Rhea Ripley will retain. Okay, Rhea is not losing to Io Sky at Mania, for the record. Especially considering the fact that Io has beaten Rhea Ripley every time they fought. Like, Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io at all. In NXT, she's undefeated against Rhea Ripley. So this would be the time where Papa H will help his daughter get a big win against Io on the grandest stage. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Let's not be silly, okay? Io's not beating Rhea Ripley. We all know that, right? We all know that? We all know? Do we? We should all know that, right? We should all know that Rhea Ripley will beat Io Sky. I'm afraid Rhea Ripley's reign will last until WrestleMania 42. Be afraid where she will fight Bianca. Me and you, we're here. I believe you're right. I believe she will beat Liv Morgan. She will face Io Sky, and she'll be champion all the way to 42, where she will then face Bianca Belair. And then she'll probably lose. Probably. I say probably because you never know with Triple H. When it comes to Triple H and his daughter, you never know. But yes, I do believe that is the case. She will be champion all the way to 42, and then she will lose to Bianca Belair, potentially. Because you never know. But yeah, that's probably the move. Probably the move. Bianca to Raw? I think so. I think they're going to replace the draft with this transfer window right now. So whatever the lineup is here will be the lineup in the entire way, which is why I think Bianca will go to Raw. If you're just joining the stream, we talked about it earlier. I think Bianca Belair will go to Raw. I think the Bloodline could go to Raw as well. I think that the entire Jade Cargill storyline could go to Raw. The entire whodunit with Naomi, that could all go to Raw. I think that's where it's leading to here, but we don't know for sure. But based on the advertising, based on what I'm seeing, based on Cody going to Raw, I think this will replace the draft. I still think that later on you'll get call-ups from NXT, but I don't think we're not gonna get an actual draft, like a proper draft again this year because of this transfer window. And because of that, I think they will be sending Bianca Belair to Raw, I think. The evidence shows that that's the move, but who knows with Triple H and WWE. But Netflix has the power. They have the power for damn sure. And look at Rhea Ripley's arm. She got messed up in that damn match. Check out this injury from Rhea. What is she saying? Can't hear it. Let's see what's going on with the. Okay, because it's muted. Let's mute this one.
I said I was coming back for blood. Didn't matter whose. At the end of the day, mommy is always on top. You best believe it, sweetheart. Cry about it.
Is Mike work her best skill? No, but that was fine. That right there was fine. That was fine. Effective. Cry about it. Worked well. I'm not hating. What is Liv Morgan saying here? My favorite WWE social account. That's funny. But anyway. What? I'm sorry. Bill Belichick is going to coach North Carolina for real? That's crazy. Sorry, I'll go back to wrestling in a second. That's crazy, Bill. Bill Belichick to college football is insane. But anyway. Roxanne is what people wish Liv was. Well, Roxanne is far better in the ring. So that's what you're insinuating, then yes, Roxanne can go in the ring. Bianca's Mania streak is a huge deal to Triple H, I agree. And I think he would want to keep it, I agree. Which is why I think Bianca beats Rhea Ripley at Mania. And another reason why you won't be seeing Bianca face Jade Cargill. Because why the hell? So here's another thing I've been saying. Why the hell would you book Bianca Jade Cargill now when you have a Mania streak? You want to have Jade Cargill get a win at Mania, probably for her first match? You would think, maybe. Her first singles match is a win. So why would you book Bianca right out the gate for Jade Cargill when she's going to lose? Because Bianca has the Mania streak? That's just my thought process. With this transfer thing, Roxanne could get called up. I agree. I'm now thinking, speaking of Roxanne Perez, I'm now thinking that she will, in fact, lose to Julia in LA. So we've been talking about how Rhea Ripley will beat Liv Morgan potentially on Netflix, the first show. The next show is New Year's Evil. That is on Tuesday after the big debut. So it's possible they'll be starting off a new era all together. Have Rhea beat Liv on the debut on Netflix. The next day, have Julia beat Roxanne Perez, all in LA, because it's going to happen back to back in LA. We have all the stars there. Triple H will be there for NXT as well. So it makes sense. It's all the sequencing all makes sense. You have the debut in Netflix in LA. You have the actual New Year's Evil for NXT in LA, same city. I don't know if it's the same venue. Probably not. I doubt it's the same venue, because they want to have smaller venues for NXT, but the same city, LA. So all the executives will be there. The Netflix folks will be there. Triple H, all of them will be there. So why not just crown Julia there? New era. Roxanne loses. Ultimately, she moves up in the transfer. She moves up to Raw or SmackDown. What you do? I'd call up Soruka, for sure I would. There's nothing she needs to do down there. Nothing. Any promo skills she needs to develop, she can do that on the main roster. She's ready to go. I don't think they need to waste any time with her down there. There's nothing she can gain from wrestling down there with Fallon Henley and JC Jane at this point. She's ready to go. She's fantastic. Great look, great athleticism, smooth, doesn't put a foot wrong. Sounds natural on the mic. She's a natural babyface. Call her up. She will cook on the main roster. Just do it. I'd call up her. I'll call up Roxanne Perez. I'll call up Lash and Jakara. And depending on the direction for Trick Williams and Obafemi, I would love to see Obafemi called up early, but it probably won't happen. But for the women, Lash, Jakara, Roxanne, Oruka, and if you want to call up Cora Jade to be with Roxanne Perez as a pairing, why not? Why not? I don't care. I don't. Call her up, sure. Call up Cora Jade. There may be a desire to keep Cora Jade and Roxanne together at all times. Then call her up. I'm fine with that. I won't hate it. Stephanie gets called up after Stand and Deliver. So Stephanie has not been pinned. If you didn't know that, Stephanie has not been pinned since the Mercedes Moné AW match. She's been unpinned, and she was not pinned in the actual Iron Survivor. She was the only person, man or woman, who was not pinned. I think they're saving that pin for Stand and Deliver for Julia. Julia will pin her at Stand and Deliver. She will then move up. She's perfect, okay? She's a perfect superstar. There's nothing she needs to do. She's ready-made, the most ready-made superstar they've ever signed. I think she's perfect. She's ready to go. Okay, she's ready to go. I don't think they need to do any additional work with Stephanie Vaquer. She's perfect the way she is. Call her up. Let her cook in the mid-card. Win the mid-card belt. Then move on to the world title. That's my story for Stephanie, and I'm sticking to it. She's perfect. Tatum Paxley, we don't want to call up too many people at once. So I would say no for Tatum. Let her stay down there for a little bit, and call her up maybe next year. So I would say no. And no on Tatum. We don't want to overload the main roster. We want to see how it is with a couple who. Remember, there are people in catering who are not being used right now in the main roster. Becky coming back, Charlotte coming back, Shotzi coming back. Got Kiana James coming back. So we want to hold off and just call up what's necessary and not overload catering. We don't want to overload it. We don't want to overload that mid-card scene. It was me last night talking about how Liv Morgan should be on the Mania card. She deserves it. I agree, she does. Oh look, it blew up a little bit. Look at that. I'm just being honest. People say I'm a Liv Morgan hater. That's not true at all. Alexa, Carmella, Shotzi, yeah, a lot of people to hold. So you need to hold off a little bit. NXT needs some people down there. We don't want to overload the mid-card scene. Imagine Stephanie versus Io. Yep. Stephanie's going to cook in the mid-card. I think it's going to be a long-standing mid-card champion like Gunther, then move up to world title. It will be glorious. Absolutely glorious, folks. Any other questions? I think I covered what I wanted to cover, so I'll leave it up to you guys to ask any questions about anything or wrap it up here. Will it be under 2 hours? I think I'll be under 2 hours, yes. Yeah, call her up. Like, what are you doing with Soruka? Call her up. There's nothing else. Nothing left to do. Call her up. Netflix, folks, is going to change the game. Are you more afraid of Liv stands or Joshi stands? Well, not afraid of any of them, but if you're asking who's more annoying, oh, Joshi without question. Without question is Joshi. Without question, Joshi stands are more annoying. They are more annoying, without question. The only thing that sucks about Soul being called up is she never got to see her against Roxy. That'll happen on the main roster. We'll get that on the main. We'll get that on the main. So no worries. That's true. Never got like a true feud, right? That never happened because of her injury. Her ACL tear set her back. Then she came back. She cooked in the ring. She went to TNA, worked with Jordan Grace. Never had like a signature feud, and that's okay. That is okay. At this point, it's kind of too late for her to have like a signature feud with anybody. It's too late now. Because everybody else is kind of booked up. Unless you want to do Zarya. You do Zarya against Soruka for a little bit. That could work. But beyond that, there's nobody really there to do like a proper feud. Then you have like Tatum and Gigi Dolan in the mid card against Fallon Henley right now. Got Kalani Jordan with Cora Jade. You could do Zarya, Soruka for sure, but beyond that, just call her up. Just call her up. She's ready to cook. Go watch her on main event. She cooked in those matches in main event, and they protected her in those matches. Like they had to cheat to beat her. So they actually see her as a big star, clearly. If you're being protected in main event, then you are a big star, clearly. So yeah, this is call her up. Let her cook. Yeah, that beautiful Sasuke special. Like she's a special talent, man. She's gonna be. I think of all the people in that damn match, Julia, Zarya, even Stephanie Vicaire, I think ultimately, because of her age is possible, is part of it, right? She's only like, what, 25? She's going to have the most opportunities, the most Mania moments, and probably the best career out of all those people. Her age is a part of that, though, right? She's young, so she's going to have like the biggest career out of all this. 25, yeah. She's going to have like a massively long and prosperous career. She's going to win a lot of championships. She's going to have a lot of Mania moments with that athleticism, with that talent she has. And I'm stoked. Isn't that what her Surface Day? Stoked for that. Joshi News, what's up? What's the Joshi News, Pedro? Is it legit or are you trolling? Yeah, well, Soul was always a better athlete than Nikita Lyons, so. Nikita is not my favorite. Never will be, but it is what it is. Like, they see something in her. I would only call up Tatum if with Lyra. Yeah, I agree. But Lyra is more of a singles competitor right now, so I wouldn't do that. Oh, she won the Tokyo Sports MVP. She's going to be my, well, I won't give it away. But I'm putting together my list right now. I have my list of names. You know what? For funsies, I will release this list. I'll do my stream for the best of 2024 for the women after Saturday night main event. So either Sunday or Monday after that show, I will do my list. I'll give you a heads up on some of the names that are in consideration. I won't tell you the ranking, but I'll tell you the names that are in consideration right now for my top 10 of 2024 for women's wrestling. Where is that? Here, where is my freaking list? Let's see. Here it is. Okay. All right. So here's some names. No order, because I don't want to give it away. Here's some names that are in consideration. Io Sky, Sai Kamatani of Stardom, Mayu Iwatani of Stardom, Roxanne Perez, NXT, Toni Storm of AEW, Jordan Grace of TNA, let's see, Sari, Freelancer, Micah, Stardom, Stephanie Vicaire, NXT, Julia, NXT, Bailey, WWE, Willow Nightingale, AEW, Cam Nakano, Stardom, Miyu Watanabe from Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, Nia Jax, honorable mention, Athena, Mina Shirakawa, Bianca Belair, Masha Slamovich, Mariah May. Those are some of the names that are in consideration. The ranking, who's an honorable mention, who's not, that's what will come down. That'll come out on Sunday or Monday. But those are the names that are in consideration right now. David, don't even start. Don't even start. Yes, I'm glad you LOLing. This be real. Let's be real. Rhea Ripley had no business being on this list, okay? She's been injured a lot and not had a year like these women have had. Let's be honest, okay? Over like Rover, but her matches have not been the best. Not her fault. She's not booking herself. That's a Triple H issue, okay? But yes, I'll give it away now. Rhea Ripley is not on my top 10, okay? Those are the names in consideration for my top 10 of 2024. We'll see how it works out. Will, you know you're a Cherie and Bianca stan. Don't lie to us. They will be your... No. You'll be surprised. I think you'll be surprised. I am a fan of these women. Most of these women. But I am objective and I'm fair. Okay, so... if you think someone will be on there because I like them a lot, you are mistaken. And if you think someone will be there because I hate them, you'll be mistaken. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not a big Micah fan. Not my favorite at all. I'm not a fan of Micah, but she will be just wait and see where I have her on the list. And I don't like her. So we'll see where it goes. Masha. We'll see about Masha. We'll see. It's a tough list. There'll be a lot of honorable mentions. So I'll give you my honorable mentions. I'll give you 10, 9, 8, count down to 1. But we'll see about Masha and all these women. It's tough. It's a tough list. Athena, tough. Cam Nakano, tough. Miyu Watanabe, great talent, young, breakout year, tough to make the list. It's tough. Tough. Sai Kamatani, great year. She may win the red belt at the end of the year at Dream Queendom. Tough to make the list. We'll see. We will see. Bailey. How many WWE talent will make the list? Roxanne will probably make the list. She'll probably make the list. But Bailey, EO. Who else? Toni Storm. I have come around on Toni Storm. I have a better appreciation for her now these days. So Toni Storm, she's good with me. Her once she lost the belt and went to Stardom and went to CMLL, it clicked for me. In this context, I am enjoying her more. Her feud with Mayu Iwatani was good. I like her approach. It was funny. It was awesome. Once she left the confines of AEW, I appreciated her work more. And now I appreciate her more, especially considering how Mariah May has been booked and how they've been booking Mariah May without Toni Storm. I've come around on Toni Storm big time. I've come around on Toni Storm. I get it. I understand it. Her shenanigans, I appreciate it more so now. I was actually kind of annoyed when they had her facing Mayu Iwatani, hitting like 3 straight Storm Zeros, and she kicked out of it. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Talk about Rhea Hogan. Mayu Iwatani kicked out of 3 straight finishers. I'm talking about 3. 1, 2, 3 consecutive Storm Zeros. Kick out. Okay. Oh, but this is how Joshi works. This is how it works in Joshi's. Okay, I get it. Sure, whatever. It was ridiculous. I don't care if it was Japanese style, whatever. I don't care if that's like how it is in Japan. I've seen plenty of matches like that in Stardom. It's not always like that. Not 3 straight finishers, okay? Give me a break. That was ridiculous. But I get it. Mayu Iwatani, she's superhero. She's crazy. Mayu, she's superhuman. Kick out of anything. So I'm curious to see how they book Azumi to be. Oh, I didn't mention her at all. Is she off the list? I'd be curious to see how Azumi beats Mayu Iwatani, considering how strong she is. I mean, how many damn Canadian destroyers did she have to hit? Did she have to hit 5 Canadian destroyers in a row to beat Mayu Iwatani? I don't know. Okada went about Tam's title win the wrong way. I agree. Terrible booking. She lost every damn match in the 5-star GP. She lost every one of them. Somehow she champion. She beats Tora in a way what I just thought was just very stupid. Like, why not just have her advance in a damn tournament and beat her that way? Like, this is very, very weird. You had Micah win the tournament by winning every match. Tam wins the belt after losing every match in a fight, and the winner of the damn GP loses to Tam. It's just stupid booking. Embarrassing. Azumi will win, but the match placement for their match at Wrestle Kingdom is disservice. Where is it placed? Is that already out, the placement for that match? Jordynne Grace might be top 3. Had a great year. Went everywhere with that belt. She defended that TNA belt everywhere. She did. Very, very impressed with Jordynne Grace. So yeah, she could be top 3. She could. Maybe. Wait, was Mercedes in consideration? Do I give that away now? We'll see. We'll see. If you know me, if you know my thinking, you probably guess. You could probably guess if she's on this list or not. You could probably guess. if Mercedes Moné, who didn't start wrestling until when? March, her run this year, if it's worthy of a top 10 placement, you can probably guess if you know me, if I think so or not. But I named a lot of people. I named a lot of people there. And I'm probably missing some folks, honestly, but it's a tough list. Tough list to crack. Mercedes Moné's matches have been great. I think so, huh? Her booking has done her no favors. Her booking has not been great. I think right now she's facing Anna Jay. Her match with Statlander was good. Her match with Britt Baker was not. Yeah, the booking has been great. Not great. She's a face at one moment, and she's a heel the next moment. It's just really, really bad booking by good old Tony Khan, but it's Tony Khan, so how can you be surprised? Any other questions? We got a couple minutes left. I'm set up. Any question you got, let me know. Now we'll answer it. But yeah, let me just scroll. While you guys are putting the questions in, let me just scroll Reddit and scroll Twitter, see if anything popped up. Any news? Let's see. I see nothing there. All In. They're hyping up AW All In right now. We'll see how that goes for them. Tokyo Sports MVP. Somebody brought that up. Zack Sabre makes sense. Suri makes sense. Great year. Suri was amazing. He's been spectacular. Probably has one of the best theme musics in all of wrestling. I love her theme. Go listen to Suri's theme. If you don't dance, something wrong with you. It's so good. So good. Let's see. Anna Jay said she dreamed of wrestling Mercedes Moné. This is a big spot for Anna Jay. Probably her biggest moment. Her biggest match. This is going to be what, tomorrow? Oh no, not tomorrow. It's next week. This is going to be her biggest match of her career. Good for Anna Jay. Good for Anna Jay. All right, let's see. I'm going to look at the chat here for questions in a second. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything over here. Yeah, but good for Anna Jay. I'm not a hater of Anna Jay whatsoever. I'm not seeing anything else really. Margot today. It is today, but I thought the big show was like 13th, right? The big Margot show is the 13th. They're really hyping up that one chick, the super rookie, Suri. Yeah, Suri. That's how it's pronounced, I'm pretty sure. They're hyping up this chick a lot. I'm looking forward to her debut. 18 years old, very talented. Rossi said she's a generational talent. That's what he said. Generational, once in a 10-year talent, hyping her up like crazy. Julia loves her. I'm hoping she does well. She probably will. I saw some of her tape, some of her like training. She's athletic, great wrestler, high school wrestling background. So she's gonna be great. But they're really hyping her up. Her first match against Mirai. It's freaking Mirai. Her first match. A lot of hype. So good for her. I'm sure she'll kill it. But a lot of expectations on this young girl who just started wrestling. So I'm sure she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Let's look at the questions here. Apparently some of the all-time politicking happening in WWE right now? What do you mean? Who's politicking? Solar? Be specific. Like 10 people are securing their... Oh, I see what you're saying. Name the 10 people who are securing their Mania spots. What are you talking about? Solar? EO? No. Liv? No. Who's securing their Mania spots? Why do you think Triple H loves Ludwig Kaiser more than Vinci? Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Who knows what's happening? Like maybe Ludwig Kaiser showing like drive and determination, maybe showing like more, more want to. You never know what's happening behind the scenes. You never know. The relationships, the questions that are being asked, like maybe he's working harder backstage. I don't know, or behind the scenes. Maybe he likes his promo work more. Like, I think he's a better talent from a like complete package than Vinci. Maybe not in ring, but like just from the presentation, the mic work, he just likes the look of him more. You never know what's going on behind the scenes. Yes, Boz Wrench, Victoria Yuzuki, and Sari. Those are my two favorite themes. Great. Love Sari and Victoria Yuzuki's themes. Those are my favorite in the entire Joshi scene, I think. Man, send her a Joshi shirt. She sure did. They did send her a Joshi shirt. It was wrong what they're doing to Blair Davenport, not giving her a storyline. She's very talented. She could talk on the mic as well. Good in the ring. I like Blair Davenport. She's cool. It's tough. We're hoping that the mid-card scene will now expand now that we have these belts. So maybe Blair Davenport will have a better chance. I'm hoping they bring her to Raw because I want her to be with the Witches. She had good rapport, a good relationship with them. So maybe they send her to Raw to hang out with Alpha Fire and Aladon. But yeah, I think she's good. She's a good prospect. She's not doing anything. Not just her though. Lyra was doing anything either. Lyra was chilling for a while, not doing anything. So not just a Blair Davenport issue. It's like a main roster issue where a lot of talent just on the back end or like on the bench, not doing anything. But we'll see what happens next. According to Ibu, I don't really take Ibu's word for anything. It's nothing to me. Like I don't give it any type of weight whatsoever. He's no worse than, better than Dave Meltzer in my opinion. Like I don't take his word for anything. Like I just don't agree with. I don't take it. I don't. No weight to it whatsoever. Okay. What's up, Pedro? So yeah, Ibu can say what he wants. I'm not buying it. Big fat grain of salt when it comes to his takes. Margot has some good rookies. They sure do. Queen Victoria Yuzuki, this new chick they got here, Katana, a lot of them very, very talented chicks. So I'm looking forward to Margot's, the future of Margot. I said Katana. I meant Tanaka. Katana. Tanaka. Always teams with Victoria Yuzuki. Let's see. Tommy's old theme. That's cool. WWE sees something special in Lyra. She does. They do. They see someone who looks great in ring, can talk on the mic, very personable, very complete package. Like very good talent and marketable, likable. Very important. Likability factor. You can't teach it. She'll go very far. She'll go far. And Becky is in her corner. Becky's a fan, so when you have talent in your corner, you can go far. When will Stephanie Vaquer get pinned? Stand and deliver. Stand and deliver is when she'll get pinned for the first time in since the Mercedes Moné match. That's when it will happen. And then she'll move up, I think. Yeah, they love her. I noticed that some things with NXT will carry over to the main roster. That woo chant they do, that carried over. But not everything does. But lucky for her, the woo, that thing, it carried over to the main roster. So they react to her to her theme. They react to her, so she's good. She's likable. She's over for the most part. Not super over, but she's over. So she'll be fine. Now we put a belt on her. Give her the championship belt. Yeah, the mid-card belt. Now she really soars. Unintended. Will Dom get something at Mania? For sure. It'll involve Finn probably. And maybe that's what they'll do with Liv Morgan. Don't tell Liv Morgan fans this, but it's possible that they can have Liv interacting with the Judgment Day at Mania more so than the women's division. That'll be her role to play at Mania. Don't tell them that, but it's possible. It's possible. Triple H likes Lyra Valkyria. He likes Lash Legend, clearly. Likes Bianca, likes Rhea Ripley, likes Io. Like, there's clearly his favorites. And typically it involves being good in the ring. And nobody's getting pushed that's bad in the ring in the women's division. On the men, he likes Karrion Kross. He just likes him. But with the women, usually good workers like Rhea, Bianca, Lyra, Io. Last Legend getting pushed because she's doing a good job in the ring. Chelsea Green's getting a push for her character work. Who else is benefiting well from the Triple H era right now on the main roster? Of course, the regular people like Charlotte Flair, Becky, like the Four Horsemen, of course. But yeah, those people getting a lot of like run with Triple H. If Becky returns on Netflix premiere, could she secretly tell Triple H to put the IC title on? You think Becky had that type of power? I don't think so. I think if she gets the IC title, as in Lyra, it's because they dislike her, not because Becky Lynch is politicking. Becky Lynch is not calling the shots with Triple H. Remember, if you want any evidence, Becky Lynch was mad with Triple H. Remember that whole lemon shirt she had? She won her match at SummerSlam. And Hunter was like, nah, not happening. Sorry, Becky, not happening. And she got mad and took to social media. Triple H will put his foot down with all the talent. Remember when her husband, Seth Rollins, was mad that his match got pulled for SummerSlam? Supposed to be him versus, I'm blanking on his name. MMA fighter, fights with no shoes. Got cut from WWE because of his issues. Was recently on TNA. Why am I blanking on this? I'm not gonna look at the chat. I refuse. What's his name? Team with Randy Orton. Team RK Bro, the original Bro. What is going on? Am I crazy right now? No, I refuse. Look at the chat. I refuse. Okay, I can't. I'm lost. Matt Riddle. Jesus Christ. I wasn't close on my mind. I was not close. Matt Riddle was not coming up in my mind at all. I wasn't going to get it. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, Matt Riddle. Jeez. Yeah, I was lost with that one. I don't know why. Had everything but the name. RKO, MMA, Fights with No Shoes. Had a match with Seth Rollins. Had everything but the actual name. Anyway. Yeah, Matt Riddle. That match got pushed from SummerSlam, and Seth Rollins went to Twitter and got mad. And so he will put a foot down with Becky and Seth Rollins, clearly. Because Becky's match with Trish Stratus got pushed to, what was it? I pushed off SummerSlam to some other PLE. And a great cage match. But it wasn't on SummerSlam, so. Becky's not calling any shots with Triple H. Not at all. Naomi and Dakota Kai, I agree. That is correct. That is exactly what I said last stream. When it comes to Chelsea Green, when it comes to Zeta Steel, when it comes to talent like Ren Sinclair, being on screen is what's important, not wins and losses. Screen time, whether it's promos, whether it's storytelling, screen time is how you get over. Only way Chelsea Green, Ren Sinclair, those talent like that, only way they get hurt is if you take them off screen. Because if they're on screen, they're going to get over. Because they know how to work the crowd, they know how to work the camera, they know how to tell a story, they know how to show their emotions on their face, use character work, great stuff like that. Only way to keep them down, the man keep them down, the only way to keep them down, take them off TV. There's no excuse about win-loss records, no excuse. Look at how over Chelsea Green is. Look at how over Ren Sinclair is. It's because they show emotion. They are entertaining. They're entertainers. You don't need to win matches. You just need TV time. What are you doing with the TV time? Are you boring? Are you bland? Are you uninteresting? Well, then you won't get over. You need to tell a story at all times. That's what you need to do. Not about wins or losses. But oh boy, folks. Maybe getting Liv, not in the actual top match at Mania. We may be getting Io and Rhea Ripley after all. The bitching worked, folks. So what is the story here? you bitch, you bitch, you bitch, you complain, and maybe Triple H might give you a listen. You may say, you know what? I'll do this match. Now, this is not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed. It is not official, but it's possible. And if you would have asked me 2 days ago, I would have said hell no. I would have said hell no 2 days ago. So it's amazing how things can change very, very quickly. Any other thing to talk about here? Let's see. Let me look through my who I'm following here. Now the EO stands are all about the Triple H. Yeah, Triple H. Yeah, we love Triple H now. He's giving us our fave in the big match. Yes. Not official, but yes. The EO stands are all happy that EO might be main eventing or being in a match at WrestleMania. Not the main event, but a match. See how that goes. The expectation is that 1 or 2 titles will be swapping. Maybe Bayley. But Bayley wins the mid-card belt and swaps to Raw. But Cody is definitely going to Raw, and Gunther is definitely going to SmackDown. That is for damn sure. Let's see. Carmen Petrovich has something to say. Kevin Owens shares 2 things he hates about Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens shares 2 things he hates about Cody Rhodes. Made his own tracksuit. Okay. Owns a tour bus. American children are bleaching their hair because of that dude. That's a good one. That's funny. So many kids are bleaching their hair blonde because of this Cody Rhodes guy. That's funny. Let's see. Anything else? Seth, greatest rival. Who cares? Theory is a finalist for Dream Star next year. Think so? I don't think so. That's a crazy push. For the Dream Star GP tournament, that'd be an insane push. That'd be an insane push to have an 18-year-old who's about to debut next month in the finals for the 5-star GP. That's not happening for Suri. Suri versus Suri. Suri versus Suri for that match. No, that's not happening. Let's see what else is happening. Jada Parker promo. Okay. Here's something. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk is currently slated to occur on the debut of Raw. We've all been saying that Seth will face CM Punk at Mania Night 1 in a main event. Here's the thing about this. We heard last... I don't believe this report. I don't believe this. Well, it may happen, but I don't think this has an effect on the Mania match. Because in the promo, Seth Rollins said that I main evented WrestleMania. Like they're leaning into it. They're leaning into the fact that Seth main evented WrestleMania and CM Punk didn't. So you would think that match would happen in the main event. So I don't think just because if this is true, we don't know if it's true, but if it is true and it happens on Netflix, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen in Mania as well. It could happen on Netflix and wrestle again in the main event of WrestleMania. So it's not really saying anything, no matter what, you know. Solid ratings. Let's see. Tam and Saya Kamatani. This match will be a very, very good one. I'm hoping Saya Kamatani wins because I'm more of a fan of her than Tam Nakano. Saya may be on my top 10 list. We'll see where she ends up. If she is, I'm a fan of Saya Kamatani very much. I've been impressed by her year and the way she took that character and made her own. People were bitching about her heel turn, saying it wasn't good. Well, look what she did. She made it her own. She got over with that heel character. She leaned into her sex appeal. She embraced the role, and she has killed it. And I'm impressed with Saya Kamatani in 2024. So we'll see if she ends up in my top 10. Here's her cooking with Suri, cooking with Victoria Yuzuki, the 18-year-old girl, working at this girl is getting hyped up by Rossy Ogawa, big time. Will her and Victoria Yuzuki have a rivalry going forward? We'll see. Posing for the cameras. Well done. I'm looking forward to her run. We'll see how she goes. A lot of hype for this girl. A lot of hype for an 18-year-old. We'll see. Let's keep going. Here's Lara trying to get over her woos. Let's see, anything else here? Anything else? Oh, here's a good one. This is going to be what, the 13th, right? Yep. We have, oh, messed up. We have Sari taking on Nanae Takahashi for the world title. Sari will win, of course, because they're already freaking promoting the Sari against Utami match happening at First Dream. So, you know how that's going to go. Well, this would be a good match. They have the whole entire storyline about the neck injury. So Sari went for the Uranagi and it landed on her. She landed on her neck. Nanae did, and but then this whole entire media storm about how safe is the Uranagi, and she should be using it considering what happened to Nanae's neck. It'll have a place in that match. I'm sure the storyline will be about that. Will she land the Uranagi? Will she hold off on it? We'll see what happens, but. I don't know. I would be kind of nervous to go for that move again with 9AA, but they may try it again. But hopefully this outcome will be better than what happened last time when she did that move on the old geezer here. Joking. I respect 9AA. I respect her. Okay. I respect the passion merchant. Okay. No disrespect. I'm just joking. And yeah, I think that's it, folks. So, oh yeah, quick comment on Hazuki against Mercedes Moné. I'm a fan of Hazuki. I like her a lot. She's losing every big match she's in. Constantly losing every big match. She'll lose this match, of course, because there's no way in hell they're taking the belt off of Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné will retain her strong belt. And yeah, it'll be a good match. Hopefully they give it time. It's always hit and miss with these strong challenges. Sometimes it's like 15 minutes, sometimes it's 10 minutes. Hopefully Hazuki gets a good match here. And if it's me, if I was advising Hazuki, I want her to leave leave Stardom, but that's not happening. I don't think so. I think she'll stay. But I would like her to move because her big moment is not happening. 6 straight losses for the white belt. She'll lose this belt as well, or lose this opportunity as well. So I would like her to move, but she'll probably stay. They give her a lot of money. I think they treat her well for the most part. Got the white belt match between Natsupoi and Starlight Kid. I do believe that is. I don't know about this one. I think Natsupoi could probably retain. I don't have any confidence in the outcome of this match. I think Natsupoi could win here, and maybe they go back to Hazuki and have Hazuki dethrone Natsupoi, but I don't know. I don't think. I'm going to go with Natsupoi here to retain. Respect her. Is Suri fave wrestler Julia? Yes, it is. She said she became a wrestler because of Julia, so she is her favorite. That is her favorite wrestler. It is. The streets are saying Punk politicking for Roman match. Where are you getting that from? Oh, I'm sorry, Ibu. Is that what Ibu's saying? Not a reliable source. Why can't they pick unique names? Talking about the Joshi scene, I will admit, a lot of these names are very, very similar. It's very different than in Western wrestling. In Western, like you typically want to have a name different from most people. In Stardom, a lot of these names sound kind of the same. Whether it's Suri or Shuri or Momo or like Miyu or Mayu, or it's all very similar sounding. There's a lot of very similar names. I'm not gonna lie, it's very similar. A lot of Sayas, a lot of Momos, a lot of Miyus, a lot of similar sounding names. Now, yeah, I'm not gonna like defend it. There's a lot of similar names. There's no defending it. A lot of names sound similar. I'll tell you that straight up. It can get very confusing. I mean, there's a Minami, there's a Manami. I mean, there's so many different like iterations of the same spelling too. It look very similar. Just remember, you see an I, sounds like an E. You see an I, it sounds like a E. That's a good rule of thumb for some of these names. Okay, so that's pretty much it, folks. No more to say about the world of wrestling. Who are your top 5 women with the best character and charisma right now in WWE? Can't ask me that right now. That's I don't know. Off the top of my head. Best character and charisma in all of WWE? I don't know. I have to ask. I have to think about that one. That's too much. Too much right now. Let me think about that. If I remember. HBK and Triple H are treating Julia like royalty. They do. They really are. They have a plan and they're sticking to it. It'll make her a big star, make her the face of NXT, and we're sticking to that plan. They are accomplishing that goal. So yeah, that's what's happening, folks. All right, folks. I'm gonna wrap it up now. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you're watching this on replay. We'll be watching NXT tonight. What's the card? I have no idea. No idea what the card is tonight. I haven't the faintest. It'll be announced later on. It'll be announced later on what's going to happen on the show. No clue. Yeah, he's been trying to get Julia since 2019, so it's been a while. Finally got her. Got the look, got the face, got the in-ring, got the charisma, got the aura. She's perfect for what they want to do. Tatum and Gigi tag team. Oh yeah, that's that weird thing they're doing with what's his face? With Sean Spears. Being really creepy around Gigi Dolan. He's trying to recruit her. I don't know what's happening with that. It's really weird. Yeah, too long, David, too long. All right, folks. See you later. Appreciate you guys. And I will talk to you guys later. When it comes to this wrestling stuff, it's always fun to talk with you guys about wrestling and all that stuff. So see you next time.